Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Yeah. Popcorn World. Can I make you groove now? Yes, I can. So you can get this groove in a bag of a can. You can make it round the world and it holds in your hand. Popcorn World. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. I said popcorn make you smile. Ah. Yeah, popcorn world. Popcorn world. Yeah, popcorn world. It's a popcorn world. Ah, it's a popcorn world.
There's no mystery. Let's make history with the five. Oh, the strong 2 and 3. Add 1 more plus me and be the 5. Yeah, we keep it on the floor. And the funk plus 4 and you got 5.
But we're here though. We're here. Ready to give you all of this sports goodness. We don't even know. You don't even know. You know what I'm saying? You don't even know how good this is. But you're about to find out though. That's Chad Major right there. It's Lloyd Spence. Glad to be here with you.
What's good, man?
I'm ready. Huh?
What's good?
I'm good. I'm reading your message.
It's a little pre-production thing. That's all.
Well, then you get the pre-production in to help me with it.
It's a little pre-production. That's
I
all.
didn't even see it. You know what? Sometimes when you're doing this stuff, man, you just
Yeah.
that stuff be running together. So we production, a meeting afterwards, and we gonna there you go. All right, but that's on the inside. Y'all don't get none of that. Y'all don't get privy to none of that.
Yeah.
That's on me and Lil Bro having a conversation, whatever. All right. I'm wearing a Giants hat again, so I must be in a good mood as it relates to part of the draft.
You got your jerseys ordered?
I don't have them ordered yet, but I don't really do that though. I'm not a big. I'm gonna
Jersey
wear
person.
some other dude's name on my back kind of dude. You know what I'm saying? That's probably for my playing days. Like I don't really do that. Like if it ain't my name, I ain't probably gonna wear it.
I hear you.
I did. My wife bought me like a Saquon Barkley T-shirt once. And I
Yeah.
was like, all right, I'll wear it because you bought it. I'll wear it because you bought it. And then they mistakenly sent me 2, so I ripped one up, made it a muscle shirt. And
Okay.
the other one I wore out. But other than that,
Nice. Nice.
if I get a Giants jersey, it's gonna have my name on the back.
Hey, you still got some eligibility left.
I do not. I want to look right in the camera when I say that. I do not. Don't let my little brother fool you. I have no eligibility left, and no needs to go get eligibility. So,
Oh man. Oh
so
man.
I'm out to the ex-athlete pasture right now.
I was trying to get you a minimum
Nah,
contract.
we good. Just let me sit in the skybox, and I'll be good.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Just let me
sir.
sit in the skybox. All right, listen. I mean, yeah, we gonna talk NBA playoffs. Yeah, we gonna talk East and West. Yeah, we gonna talk NFL draft. We gotta start with question number 1. And in moments like this, I typically take the lead, mainly because I own the company and I'm willing to take the blunt of whatever blowback comes out of this.
Yeah.
I'm good with that. But if my guys want to comment, by all means, you can comment, make whatever comments you want, and we stand on our own truths. But this is my truth, and this is how I feel about what went down. So here it is. And some of you might be a little bit surprised as to what my take is going to be. Because at first, as it was happening in real time, I was pissed. Like every other person in America, every black person in America, every black man in America, I was pissed. And I'm like, not this again. Not this again. Y'all gonna do this to us again? And then he got drafted. And I felt a little bit better, but not great. And then I turned the TV off. And then I had time to think about it. All of it. Not just the parts that pissed me off, but all of it. And here's what I came up with. A lot of things are right, and a lot of things are wrong. Now, I remember the song, the prophetic song by the prophet Keith Sweat. And he said, there's a right and a wrong way to love somebody. Right? And this is a classic way of that statement to come to life. Because I understand what the NFL did. I think there are better ways to do it. To publicly embarrass a kid because he doesn't understand or have a full grasp on professional humility. See, this is the part that a lot of us as black people are missing. It's not that he doesn't have humility. I think he does. But there's a difference between humility and professional humility.
Mm-hmm.
You can be great, and you can be exactly what a company or organization needs. But let them find that out, as opposed to you walking through the door. Because people, when you walk through the door and you're loud and you're brash, little bro, and you're saying this, you're saying that, you did all of these things, people don't hear well. Especially, now here's where it gets a little tricky. Especially when they're intimidated by your brilliance already. See, here's the thing that Shedeur brought to the table and Deion brings to the table that a lot of people don't understand. They walk through the door confident because their last name is Sanders. And their dad breeds confidence. Their mom breeds confidence. Their family breeds confidence. And so they are not going to bow down to anybody or fear anybody except for God. That's it. That's the list. So right from the start, they're coming in a way that could be maybe off-putting to those who don't understand that. I understand that. As a black man, I understand that. Why? Because I was raised, and little bro, you were raised to be twice as good to get half of what they got. That's the mentality that we're raised in a black home. And it's still prevalent, that mentality, to this day. We have to be twice as good to get half of what they have. That's the mentality. So you're never taught to play down your abilities or your intellect or your confidence for some other person. That's never a thing in a black household, especially one that is a stable or one that's the parenting is good and strong. You're not going to be taught to be less than. You're going to be taught to be the best version of yourself. However, there is also such thing as professional humility. And here's what I mean by that. It's okay to be confident in your ability and your work and on your job. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, you should be confident. You should be you should be confident. You should be solid in what you are bringing to the organization, what you are bringing to a building, whatever it is, a team, whatever it is. You should be. But what you can't do is make it appear that it is more about what you do and less about what we can do together. And that's the challenge I think Shedeur had. I think, and I heard Bomani Jones say this, and I think I agree, I think they the Sanders family grossly misunderstood the pre-draft leverage, and I think leverage is a great word, that they may have had, and couple that with the pre-draft preparation that Shedeur did not go through. And here's what I mean by that, little bro. He did not throw at the Pro Bowl. He did not run at the Pro Bowl. He did not play in the Senior Bowl. He attended, but he didn't do anything but walk around in his chains, in his shirt, all of the things, all of the presentation. To the other side, it looks as though you are above this. You are better than this. Now, some of you saying, well, Cam Ward didn't do it either. You're right. He didn't. But Cam Ward also had his pro day early. Cam Ward also went to his interviews and understood the difference between humility and professional humility. And when he walked out of his interviews, the NFL agreed all the way across the board, hey, this kid is solid. He gets it. When Shedeur, I am confident, and I hate to say this, but I think I'm not wrong. I am confident that Shedeur left enough of an impression on the NFL to where most teams thought, wow, this kid might not understand. He might not understand. And here's what I mean by that. It's not just about the 53 men in that locker room. It's about the 200 plus people that work in that organization. You hold their futures in the palm of your hand, literally, with every throw, with every handoff, with every scramble. These people are counting on you, sir, to play well. Now, I'm not saying you got to step and fetch. I don't believe in that.
Mm-hmm.
But you do have to understand professional humility. Now, some of you saying, but Lloyd, you're not understanding, bro. He spoke to every media member with courtesy and respect and this, that, and the other. He spoke to and that's all great. All of those things are great. The way you treat people, I don't think he treats people bad. I don't think he treats people wrong. I don't think he treats people with disrespect. I don't think that's who he is. But what I do think he is a person who has such a high confidence that when others, and you know who I'm talking about when I say others, see it, they don't understand it. And they don't interpret it the same way. So sometimes we have to tone ourselves down to make others feel just a little bit more comfortable. And show them, I'm here to make this organization better. I want us all to win, not just me. I'm not a savior. I'm a part of the team. And that's all I think anyone may have been asking him to do. Now, let me say this. You can feel how you want to feel about it, but I don't think I'm wrong. It takes, now, that's separate from what the NFL did. The NFL pissed their pants this weekend, and you look horrible. And my little bro had a phenomenal text in the group chat this weekend. He said, wow, it's Kaepernick all over again. He's 100% correct. He's 100% correct. Because you can never tell us now, we always knew it, but you can never tell us now that there's not collusion in the NFL. Because there's no way a kid got a first round grade talent-wise, but then ended up getting a ended up getting a fifth round draft pick. That doesn't make sense. The two don't go together. And so I'm sorry, we're never gonna believe that as black people in America. We're not believing that. And I still don't think this kid is a fifth round pick. But now it's up to him to go prove everybody wrong. So that's the game. And Herman, I understand. Herman gave me the angry emoji. I get it. I get why you gave me the angry emoji. I understand. But let me ask you a question. Wherever you are, whoever's listening, do you go to your job and tell them how great you are? Do you go to your job and tell them how amazing? Now, or do you show them your amazingness, and then when it's time to validate yourself, you validate yourself? I'm not saying we gotta stop being who we are, y'all. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is we have to know the rooms that we're sitting in, and we have to read those rooms properly. And we have to give that room what they need to feel comfortable. I am a 6'4" black man. I cannot go into certain rooms and just bully the room. I can't do that because I'm not going to be in that room long. Shaq is a 7-foot black man. He can't go into a room with short and short white people and just act a fool. He can't do that. You got to know how to walk into a room and command the room without making the room feel uncomfortable. Now, I wasn't in any of those interviews, and neither were you. So we don't know what he said. We don't know what he did. But I know I have a lot of journalists that I follow, that I know, and I don't think all of them are wrong when they've come back and said that the reports that they've heard was that he did not interview well. I remember a conversation that Deion said with his son where he even questioned some things that Shedeur did on tape or in a game. And he said, why did you make that throw? Why did you make that read? And then Shedeur kind of flippantly said some things. Not flippantly in a disrespectful way, but in a way that made Deion have to go back and look at the tape and say, oh, okay. But see, the difference is that's Deion's son. So he knows every aspect of his temperament and attitude and presentation. Brian Daboll at the New York Giants don't know him. So on first impression, it don't come off right, y'all. I'm sorry. It doesn't. And so I hate that, and I'm angry that they treated him this way. I'm still angry about that because no man deserves to be treated the way he was treated and gone from the first round to the fifth round, and you got cameras up in this man's face. That's disrespectful. So I don't love that at all. But also, we have to learn how to move in these rooms, how to move in a room full of vultures. We have to learn that. So that's all I'm saying. I understand some of y'all ain't gonna agree. I understand some of y'all ain't gonna like what I said. I get it. But I'm just telling you what I think. That's what we always do, is tell you our truth on this show. So now I'm gonna turn it over to my little bro. What you got for him, bro?
Yes, sir, man. I love what you said. You spot on, right on about everything you said. The NFL is powerful. The NFL is powerful. We've learned from different situations that the NFL can do basically what they want to do. They can shut out who they want to shut out. They can bring back who they want to bring back. Like I said, the Kaepernick situation, they shut him out. They tried to shut Shedeur out, but no. The thing is, we do have to look at the Sanders and how they handled the situation. I go back to his pre-draft press conference, or when he was answering those questions. He was like, "If you want to, have somebody be in your organization that," I forgot exactly what he said, but it alluded to,
He said, if you want somebody
don't
that's
be
gonna
a fool.
change your organization,
Yeah.
Did he say don't be a fool?
I don't to
I'm
some
gonna find.
extent.
Let
Yeah,
me
yeah,
find the quote. But he did say if you want
yeah.
somebody that's gonna change your organization, you. I think he said something to the effect that you'd be a fool not to
You'll
take
be a
it or
fool.
something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
something like that.
to talk directly to owners like that, because I know that they were looking at it and they were perceiving it like, um, we're billionaires over here. You're not just gonna talk to me like that. Then I'm sure they took offense to it, and that definitely probably was a nail in the coffin of him going first, second round. Other than the interviews that he's done, it's just that I've been hearing that they didn't have an agent. They didn't
They didn't
have
have an. That is correct. That's
Dion.
correct.
Dion was no facilitating that, which I think you gotta have an agent on that because they could have corrected all that draft stuff. They
Well,
could have,
well.
as
Go
far
ahead.
as
I'm sorry. Go
prepare,
ahead. You keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
you
Keep
know,
going. Keep going.
as well as preparing them for those interviews, preparing them
100%.
for, because I mean, Dion did work the draft back then. I'm sure things are different now. So he was probably giving them a rundown of maybe when he covered the draft, how things would go. But at this point, the draft is probably different than what he covered, and you need somebody that knows what's going on in today's NFL, what the process is, how to answer those questions, how to be a professional, like you said, with humility, because you are a Sanders. You have a certain bravado with you, being a Sanders, and that is taught from home. But you have to know when to turn it on and turn it off. You have to. You can't have it on all the time,
Right.
and I think he knows that now. You have to be able to turn that off and turn that on. But I just feel like that's probably where they missed out on not having correct representation to be able to facilitate that particular what's going on. Because now you see going back that Shiloh was like, "Nah, I hired an agent now.
Right.
Should have hired one before because y'all probably wouldn't have been going through this. Y'all probably would have been in the second, third round based off your interviews and different things like that." So I just think it was ill prepared on Dion's part to maybe feel like the name itself could probably get him through.
Let me share something with everybody that I've never shared on any of our platforms or any of our podcasts. So for the last couple of years, I have an agent. I have an agent for the things that we're doing behind the scenes. And my agent goes and he goes into these meetings and he represents us and has these conversations. Here's what people don't, when you're in certain industries, here's what they don't want to do. They don't necessarily want to talk directly to you and tell you how you did in an interview. What they want to do is be able to tell your agent, hey man, that wasn't great.
Yeah.
Or we really enjoyed him. We love what he did, blah, 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 blah. They want to communicate that message to your agent. So if you don't have an agent, or if your agent is your father, how you think that's going to go?
Yeah.
How you think that information is going to get dispelled to you? See, y'all got to understand this thing is bigger than Nino Brown.
For sure.
And what I mean by that is you got to understand how the game is played. There's a game being played in sports and sports entertainment. There's a game being played in entertainment, period. There's a game being played in the music business. And you got to know how to play that game. And if you don't play it right, you will lose. You know how I know? Because the NFL is 100 years old. Hollywood been around forever. The music business been around forever. You want into their world. They don't want into yours.
They're not going to lose.
They're not going to lose. And they'll make another one just like you. Now, here's the other side. And this is the other part that's wildly uncomfortable. But it's the truth. I'm sorry, bro, I just jumped in. Were you done?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
But I want you to comment on what I'm about to say.
Okay.
Because this is the other part that don't nobody want to talk about, but it's the truth. Shedeur, and let me just say this. I've been saying for months that I wanted the Giants to draft Shedeur. And by the way, the Giants were en route to draft Shedeur. From all of the sources that I've talked to, that I've listened to, they were en route to draft Shedeur right up until his interview. And his interview did not go well. Now, let me say something to that too, and then I'll get back to my other point. I didn't know if I believed that when that news broke on Saturday. I said, come on, man. You try to use that as an excuse, Brian Daboll. But then I started hearing other teams from reliable sources and listen, all we can tell you is when we come on here is what we've been hearing and who we've been hearing it from. From the people that we've talked to, from the people who we trust in the media, everybody is saying it. And come on, y'all, we don't all say the same thing. I'm just being honest. We don't all end up saying the same thing. So something happened in those interviews that made people feel uncomfortable. And here's the problem with that. Now's the other part that I want to share. And I know this, and I wanted Shedeur as my quarterback for the Giants. But does Shedeur hold the ball too long for me? Yes. Does it kind of bother me that his scramble game ain't the greatest? Yes. Does it kind of bother me that he's not the fastest dude like a Cam Ward or whatever? Yes. So he's not the perfect quarterback for today's game. He's not. But I think he's going to be, I think you can cater an offense to him, and if you give him time, like a Tom Brady or somebody like that, I think he'll pick you apart. I think he's going to be great. If you put him in the right situation and believe in his talent, I think he will be great. I believe that. My Giants may have made a mistake by taking Jackson Dart over him. We'll get to that in a minute. I don't know. But is he a perfect dude? Like, am I as confident about Shedeur as I was with Lamar Jackson? Not at all. I knew Lamar was going to be great. There was no question in my mind that Lamar was going to be great. The only question about it was who is he going to be great for? But I knew Lamar was going to be great. I watched that kid for 4 years or 3 years. I knew what he was going to do. I watched Shedeur these last 2 years or 3 years, and I wasn't 100% sure. But I felt like he could be what we needed if we could fix everything around it. So there you go. So we got to be honest about this thing, y'all. This is not shade. This is just reality. So that's my thoughts on that.
Yeah, he's not a perfect quarterback. There's not a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL that are near perfect. All of them make mistakes at time to time. It's just that, you just need an opportunity, and I think they kind of robbed him of that opportunity to. I just don't necessarily like him going to Cleveland at this point, because
you said that all weekend long. If y'all have seen our group chat, it was on fire this weekend. But you said that all week long. Why do you not like Cleveland? See, I disagree with you there. I think Cleveland's fine. But tell me why.
Because of their quarterback history.
Okay.
The history is not good. I mean,
fair.
You've had like 18, 19 quarterbacks.
I think it's 40.
40 quarterback. Oh wow.
I think it's 40. Let me look that up real quick.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure it's like 40 different quarterbacks from a certain time.
Yeah, at that position, that track record is just not good in that organization, and I feel like he's gonna be the scapegoat because of who he is and his name and everything. Once he gets the opportunity to start, if things don't go well, he's going to be the scapegoat and be like, oh, well, we told you. Well, he got drafted in the 5th round. We told you he wasn't a first round pick. We told you he wasn't a second round pick.
Right.
So I just think that because I don't really see a lot around them. They have um who's that? They have who's the wide receiver? Oh, Jerry Judy. They have Jerry
Oh, Jerry
Judy.
Judy. But they
Yeah.
had Amari Cooper. I think he's
Yeah,
gone.
yeah. He's a free agent. They got Jerry Judy. I think they still may have Kareem Hunt, or he may be a free agent. So
Mhm.
I mean, the defensive side of the ball, they have Miles Garrett and Graham, but I don't see on the offensive side. They may have, I think they still have Njoku, but I don't see on the offensive side how he's going to be able to succeed. Um, Rather than other teams that you could put him in a Miami or a Pittsburgh and he'll have a better shot. I just don't think Cleveland in that quarterback situations fare well.
And yes, it is over since 1999. They've had, and we're not even joking when I say this number. I know it sounds like I'm joking, but I'm not joking. Since 1999, they've had 40 different starting quarterbacks since 1999. That
Yeah.
is a wild statistic.
And you have Deshaun Watson, who was great in Houston, and he goes to Cleveland, and then the bottom falls out. So
Yeah, but I don't think that's Deshaun's fault. I don't think that's Cleveland's fault. I think Deshaun did a lot of that himself. Deshaun kind of messed up his whole thing. But to your point, to your very, very good point, they don't have a great track record. But here's why I feel like they might be able to turn this around. Number one, I believe this kid is going to work hard, and he's going to give an effort. And the one thing that you can't say that Shedeur is not is tough. So I think his toughness is going to be rewarded first and foremost. Secondly, I think he doesn't make a ton of mistakes, and he doesn't make a ton of bad decisions. So I think those are two things that work in his favor. And if he can bring what he learned from Colorado to this experience, he could be very, very, very successful.
It'll be like when LeBron went back to Cleveland. Like the impact that he could make it could be LeBron like, as far as like the city, the excitement, all the kind of stuff. So
listen, if he can be in Cleveland what he was in Colorado, it will be like that.
Yeah,
it'll be a fever pitch, because they'll see hope for the first time in a long time. And it's going to be interesting because let's talk about the actual football part of it all. I think we've addressed all the other stuff. So let's talk about the football part of it all. There's nobody on this roster that he can't overcome and be the starting quarterback.
We got Joe Flacco,
right?
Kenny Pickett,
who is not going to be the long-term starter of this team. That's over.
Yeah. Kenny Pickett.
He could outplay Kenny Pickett.
Dylan Gabriel.
I think he can outplay Dylan Gabriel. Now, that's no disrespect to Dylan Gabriel. I think Dylan Gabriel was a solid quarterback in college in the system that he was in. But, man, when you got all those horses and all of what you had at Oregon, it ain't hard to be great.
Exactly.
If Shedeur had gone to Oregon, they'd have won a national championship.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Facts. So I'm just saying, I think Shedeur is better than Dylan Gabriel. I think he could. I think this is his job to lose if he come. But again, that's where the professional humility comes in. Come in, understand what happened, understand what it was, play your position, do your thing. You should be fine. You should be fine. So that's my thing. So I think it's a great opportunity. That's why I'm excited for him. I hope he seizes the day and seizes the opportunity as such. Use what they did to you as motivation.
And I think he has some vets around there too. That Denzel Ward, I think, already tweeted about wanting Shedeur and some other guys. So I think the vets will probably take him under their wing and probably teach him a lot of that stuff too.
I think if he allows himself to be mentored by Denzel Ward, by Myles Garrett, by some of those great veterans that they do have, this could turn out to be an amazing thing for Shedeur. I am rooting for him. Matter of fact, I'm probably going to get a Browns jersey. Which
Me too.
Now that I
Me
may
too.
get a Browns jersey with Shedeur on the back.
I am.
Might do.
I
Yeah,
told you
that
I'm
I might do.
gonna recreate the little Bow Wow CD.
Yeah. Oh wow. Hilarious. I believe in Shedeur. I'm a Shedeur guy. So, but I also understand how the world works. So, like again, some of y'all may not like how we started the show. You have the right to feel how you got a right to believe what you want to believe in the words of Ray Charles. But I just think you got to know how to play the game. You have to know how to play the game.
Yeah.
And the game is different when your name ain't Deion Sanders. I'm just saying. All right. Now, let's get to question 2, which is a recap of the NFL draft. No surprise at number 1. Cam Ward went number 1 as expected by everybody. Everybody knew he was going number 1. So that was no surprise there. The surprise was number 2. And as predicted by this guy right here, he said number 2 after Cam Ward, we're going to see chaos. And he was not wrong. Shout out to Jacksonville, who jumped up and said, we want the what we think is the second best or first best player in the draft. And that is Travis Hunter. And honestly, they didn't have no problem giving up 2 draft picks, because they said we getting 2 players anyway.
At all.
They've already decided he can do what he can. The vision that he has for himself to play both sides of the balls, we are all in.
Because they're going to need it.
They gonna need it. So they gonna get together and they gonna figure this thing out. And I think and I don't know if you saw the viral video, bro, of Travis in the office of the owner, and he said, "Hey man, I'm not gonna kid you. The vision you laid out for yourself, we believe in it." He said, "Oh, I know you." And Travis said, "Oh, I know you believe in it. I saw when you got me."
Yeah, I saw it.
Right. I saw what you did to get me. So I know you believe like I believe. And he said, I want you to know I believe in you too. So perfect marriage, perfect scenario. Don't know if it's going to translate to winning, but it's going to be wildly entertaining.
They probably went from 6 wins to 8 wins.
Right. Could be wildly entertaining. But I heard Travis is already getting with Trevor Lawrence already, and they going to throw already.
That's good.
So Travis is about his football, man. He's a junkie, and I think he's gonna do well. My Giants at number 3 took Abdul Carter, and I know everybody want to know how I feel about that. This is very simple for me. I have said again for months, I love Shedeur Sanders. I love him. I want him as my quarterback right now. However, you cannot pass up Abdul Carter. Full disclosure, I did not get a chance to watch a lot of Penn State games this season, so I did not know. I watched some, but not enough to really truly evaluate him. But as we got getting closer to the draft, and I saw him, and I sat down and really watched and evaluated the tape.
Problem.
Because, see, I know what we already got. And the only thing we were truly missing was a real game record to go with Dexter Lawrence. And now we have that. And now we about to be a problem.
Did you see that picture with Dexter Lawrence and Daniel Jones, and then the one with Abdul Carter and Jackson Dart?
What did that one say?
It just is like it's like the same thing. It's like good defensive player, not good quarterback.
No.
So
But I don't think that's what this is. I don't think that's what this is. I don't know about the quarterback part. I'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
But I know, listen, it's going to have to be a problem. You're not going to be able to run up the middle. That's over. You can't run up the middle of the Giants now. So that's over with. And the window of throwing the ball against the Giants just shrunk significantly. So now we might have something.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not mad at Abdul Carter. You can't pass that dude up. I'm sorry. Giants fans, if you're listening, if you're watching this show, I'm sorry. If you're going to Shedeur, I get it. But you can't pass up Lawrence Taylor 2.0. You can't do that. That's stupid. You got to draft this dude. So there it is. Will Campbell went from LSU with the Jacksonville pick at number 5. The Cleveland Browns took Mason Graham. Talk about Mason Graham for a minute, Michigan fan.
I mean, it's a good compliment right next to Garrett. I mean, you can't double team both of them. So one's going to eat if you double team one and the other's going to eat. So I think it was a good pick. Defensive side of the ball.
Left or right?
I would put.
Would you put him on the same side as Miles?
Probably, because you can't double team the one, so you gotta get the pressure. But I mean, they probably put him on either side. But I would probably put him on the same side just so you don't know who's coming at you.
That's gonna be a problem. Man, listen, that's a good pick.
Yeah,
that's a good pick. Mason Graham is a game record.
Yeah.
So there you go. Ashton Jeanty went to the Raiders. Good pick, solid pick there.
Solid pick.
Tia Toro went to the Panthers, which is an interesting pick because they needed a receiver.
And I heard that Dallas was targeting him until he got picked up. So
yeah. Tyler Booker went to your Cowboys, and you've never seen a man so excited. That man skipped all the way down the hallway, talking about I'm a Cowboy. How about them Cowboys? He had a good draft.
Yeah, he was. I'm glad for the excitement. Wasn't a pick
though.
Wasn't a pick I was wanting. I wanted McMillan because we needed offense as far as wide receiver. But I mean, we needed a replacement for Zach Martin. If he can be that 10, 15 years starter at that position and keep our $60 million quarterback upright, that's cool.
Well, listen,
it's not a sexy pick, so
it's not sexy, but it might be exactly what you need. It was interesting. He had an interview with Michael Parsons and Darius Slayton, and he said, "My favorite thing to do," and I'm paraphrasing. He said, "My favorite thing to do is playing against a guy and watching as a game unfolds, his will submit to mine."
I saw that. It sound good.
I mean,
it sound good.
I like the recklessness.
Sound good.
I like the recklessness. I ain't gonna lie. I like the bravado of the statement.
Just got to put it on the field, though. It's got to be.
Don't know if I would enter the NFC East with that, but okay. I mean,
No.
And listen, it ain't bragging if you back it up.
Yeah.
Now, if you back it up, stall you out, player.
They got 3 guys on the line named Tyler. That's crazy.
It is crazy. It is very crazy.
That's good.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, it's a safe pick. It wasn't the splash that we
It was not the splash
we're looking for, but it's probably the safest pick. Yeah, it's probably. I mean, he's from Alabama. They don't really put out trash like that. So
that's true. Other notable names. Walter Nolan went to Arizona from Ole Miss. Gray Zabel, the the hidden gem, as a lot of people thought, from North Dakota State. He went at offensive guard. He went to Seattle. Emeka Egbuka from Ohio State. He went to the Buccaneers, which probably tells you a lot about where Godwin is and where he's going to be this season. That they would bring in Emeka Egbuka and draft so high at a receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Some people say Jahdae Barron at 20 to the Broncos was a steal from Texas. Omarion Hampton is looked at. Some people, I've seen some mock draft results say that Omarion Hampton going to the Chargers was a steal. Matthew Golden went to the Packers. The Giants came back into the draft and traded with, who did we trade with? I forgot who we traded with.
Kansas City.
It was with Houston.
Yes.
The Texans, ironically. And we took Jackson Dart as our quarterback.
Thoughts?
So full disclosure, I do like Jackson Dart. I liked some of the tape. I didn't love some of the games, but I like some of the tapes. I try not to go too far on the game sometimes because there are multiple factors that could play into that. But also, there were a few games he didn't look great. So he's definitely not ready. It will probably take at least a season, maybe even 2, for him to get ready. So thank God we got Russell and Jameis, and that'll get us through until better days come. Or if they never come, at least we sets us up for the Arch Manning draft or some draft some other quarterbacks or whatever. So we'll see. Jackson Dart is definitely a we'll see, for sure. Those are my thoughts. As far as the rest of the draft is concerned, your Cowboys took Tyler Booker. They took Donovan Ezaruka from Boston College as an edge rusher. They took Siobhan Ravel, Eastern Carolina, the cornerback. They took Jaden Blue, running back, in the 5th round. They took Shamar James, also in the 5th round, linebacker. They took Ajane Cornelius, the offensive tackle from Oregon. They took Jay Toa from UCLA, defensive tackle. They took Phil Maffa, which is an interesting pick, from Clemson. He's a very physical running back. They took him in the 7th round. And they finished the draft with Tommy Aking Bisotte from Maryland, the defensive tackle from Maryland. So your thoughts on the Cowboys draft?
I thought we did good. I mean, it wasn't like Byron said you want to have 4 starters in your first 4 picks to have a successful draft.
Do you feel like they got that?
I feel like we have that. So I feel like it's a successful draft. We have Donovan, who's is a consistent pass rusher in college. He had 16 sacks, I think, last year. Pair him next to, Micah Parsons, and it could be some issues there. There could be trouble for these offensives. Jaden Blue, fast, ran out like a 4.28 at the combine, I believe.
Yeah,
and he's a good pass catcher at the backfield, and he's fast. So that's always good. But also we have 2 running backs that you signed in the offseason plus Deuce Vaughn. So it's a crowded backfield, so I'm not sure how that's going to pan out. But somebody's going to be odd man out. Chevelle, he's a good corner, physical corner. So that could be the Trayvon Diggs replacement until Trayvon gets back. So, I mean, I feel like only one that I'm not too sold on was Shamar James. I feel like we could have probably went receiver at that point, but we needed a number 2 wide receiver, but looks like we're going to get it in free agency instead of the draft. So all in all, like you said, Phil Maffa, he's nice runner. But we probably could have went a different route because we have 4 running backs. So I mean, all in all, it was a cool draft. I don't hate it.
Okay. According to Mel Kiper, you got a B.
It's cool. I mean, it's a lot of depth in those picks, so
I agree.
I'm cool with it. I'm cool.
I
With it.
agree.
What did he give y'all?
Listen, they drafted for need and need only, and ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you gotta. That's the number one thing you gotta do.
And that's what we build on. We build on the draft. We don't build in free agency. So
You
I mean,
don't, right? Y'all
so-
don't build in free agency. That is clear.
Yeah.
That is very, very clear. Okay. My Giants, before I give you the grade, they got Abdul Carter, as we talked about, Jackson Dart, Darius Alexander, the defensive tackle from Toledo, big, solid player. The surprise, I think, was Cam Scatterbo in the 4th round.
You love him.
I'm
You love-
a Cam Scatterbo dude, so
You love him.
I love that. I really did. Marcus Imbo, I think, was kind of a steal that he was even there in the 5th round. I think that kid's upside is tremendous. And so I think he's going to end up being a special player. He's the offensive guard from Purdue. And then another interesting and maybe steal as well, Thomas Fadone in the 7th round from Nebraska. When you watch that kid's tape, you kind of go, why are you down here this far? Like, what am I missing? Maybe he doesn't block well or something. I don't know what it is about this kid, but he catches the ball solid. He runs a decent route. I don't know. We gonna
He may not be fast. Maybe he may
he
not.
may not be
even
the
speed
fastest, but sometimes you don't need to be fast as a tight end. I just need you to be open. You know what I'm saying? So, and then Corey Black from Oklahoma State went as the final pick of that round of the 7th round. Mel Kiper gave us I believe he gave us an A minus. I think it was. Yeah, he gave us an A minus. As far as a draft, Brian Daboll and Joe Shane did a good job. They did draft well. So I can't be mad at their draft. Now, is it going to produce wins? We'll see. But all the excuses are off the table. Because you have a quarterback who won a Super Bowl at the helm of this team now. You clearly believe in your receivers because you didn't take any.
Facts.
And you only took one running back to complement the back that you have, which I think was the right move. Tyrone Tracy was fantastic for us last year. But we didn't have no quarterback, so it didn't matter what he was doing. So it's going to be interesting to see because now we got running backs, now we got quarterbacks, now we got a defensive line. Let's see what we got. Let's see how close we are. It's going to be interesting. So, now, having said all that, what team do you think did the best in the draft?
The best. I had Jacksonville.
Really?
Jacksonville. Then I had New England
Okay.
and Tennessee.
Okay.
I think they made their teams better.
They did. I 100% agree. I will even add, as shocking as this statement is going to be, I would even add Cleveland. To come out of this draft with an extra number 1 pick for next year, a dynamic player in Mason Graham, and possibly your future quarterback in Shedeur Sanders. You can't do better than that if you're Cleveland. This was draft day. This was draft day 2.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Right. So this is draft day 2. So it's gonna be interesting to see. I got to give Cleveland credit for this draft. I thought they did extremely well in this draft. So, and of course the Eagles did what the Eagles always do. They just they didn't take as many Georgia players, but they took enough. So there you go.
That's the farm system.
Who had the worst draft to you?
Well, I had Vikings. They didn't add any depth really other than their division opponents. Their division opponents added more depth than they did. Bengals, they didn't help the defense out, other than drafting Shamar Stewart. Other than that, they really didn't do anything. Saints, they really didn't do anything other than Kelvin Banks, as far as their other picks. And Tampa Bay, they needed more help on the defensive side of the ball, so they didn't
I
really
only have
improve there.
one. I only have one. I only have one.
Who would that
It's the
be?
Steelers. It's the Steelers. What are y'all doing?
Yeah,
Like, what are y'all doing?
yeah.
Y'all want Aaron Rodgers that bad? I don't know, man.
You think he going there?
He
Think
better. He better. If you're the Steelers, he better.
Yeah.
Because if you don't,
You got Mason
this
Rudolph.
might be Mike Tomlin's first losing season.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
I don't understand. I don't understand that. I don't know. I just don't understand that. I don't, unless Mike is saying, I'm not going to be here much longer and I want to win right now. So that's why I'm waiting out Aaron Rodgers. That might be what's going to happen.
but if
other
you would
than
have
that,
if you would took Shador and you got the bookend wide receivers, I don't know.
that seemed like a no-brainer to me. And he fell right to you. He fell right to you.
Couple of times.
Like, I don't understand. He fell right to you.
I don't know.
Do you think Shador had a worse meeting in Pittsburgh than he thought he did?
I heard that Mike Tomlin liked him.
I heard the same thing.
So,
But also, if we can keep it a buck, Mike Tomlin is a black man in the NFL. He understands how the game is played. So maybe
Yeah.
he didn't want to ish on the kid.
could be. I mean, hey, if you have a bad job interview, you're not gonna get the job.
Boy, you preaching. You preaching. If you have a bad job interview, you ain't getting the job.
So,
It's
I
simple.
mean-
This is not even hard.
yeah.
So it appears he had some bad job interviews, despite how great his resume is.
yeah. It's crazy.
So it is crazy because his resume is impeccable.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It must have been some really bad interviews.
But not drafting
But-
Shador may
but
cost you a
32
job.
But 32 teams, and let's come on, y'all. Y'all know he ain't have 32 bad interviews. Stop it. Stop it, NFL. Y'all know what y'all did. Y'all know what y'all did.
Yeah.
So let's keep it a buck. Come on. All right. Who do you think got better? Like, and I'll even add the D question into the final question. Who could potentially be the new Commanders and Lions? In other words, right after this draft, they get exponentially better, even maybe make a conference championship game. Who do you think got that better?
I mean, it just depends on how far off you think somebody is. Jacksonville got better, but does Travis Hunter equate to wins? Like, how many wins does Travis Hunter get you? Because he made you better on both sides of the ball, but is that going to get you in the playoffs? Is that
There's a learning curve.
yeah?
And he
Yeah.
has never played both sides of the ball in the NFL.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine next year they make this dramatic leap.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
don't know if I believe that.
New
I'll tell you who I think. Go ahead.
New England possibly
You really
got
like
better.
New England's pick.
I mean, because it possibly, you protect Drake May, and Drake May has a new weapon now. So, I mean, and they definitely have some guys over there that can, improve the team. But I think Las Vegas with Genty, I think they got better.
They
They-
did. They for
they
sure
did.
did.
They didn't have any type of significant running game, so I think he'll be somebody that they can lean on.
Everybody's gonna want JT in fantasy.
You better have that number one pick.
Yeah, you might want to get him early because everybody's gonna want Genty in fantasy.
You know who got better? Chicago. Chicago. They have weapons around. It's no excuse for Caleb Williams at this point.
Well,
It's no excuse.
Hold
It's no excuse.
on. Because you're talking like this is pancake mix. You just pour in new linemen and stir and everything. That may be true. They may gel that fast, but I don't imagine that they'll gel that fast. I think it's going to take some time. I'm not saying they're going to be bad, but I am saying it's going to take a second for them to kind of feel, come together and become the offensive line that they want to become. But there are some fail safes that have been put in Luther Burden 3. That was huge.
Yeah.
In
Colston Loveland. That's huge too.
Colston Loveland. And eventually Braxton Jones will work his way in to the flow. I don't know. Kyle Monange, he might make the roster and might be a complimentary back as well. So there are some new pieces. I ain't gonna say better pieces. I'm gonna say new pieces in Chicago. And on paper, like last year, everybody was like, "Oh, they redid this and redid that, brought in the receivers. They got this is the best a rookie's ever walked into a situation, and they were garbage."
Yeah.
But a lot of the reason why they were garbage had nothing to do with what they brought in. It had something to do with him. So he got to get better. So we'll see what he can do with all the new things that he has available to him. Will he be better now that he has all these new pieces around him? So, but I think my pick for a potential new Commanders Lions, this is gonna definitely seem like a homer pick. but the truth of the matter is, this might be Russell's last stance. And so, cause ain't nobody gonna keep taking chances on him.
True.
If he can't make this work, I don't know. So, I wouldn't be surprised if he took a jump this year on the strength of the running game and the defense. If Russell, all he got to do is score 17 to 20 points a game. That's it.
You have to lean on. You have to lean on his running backs. Really, they had to get at least 25 carries a game.
That's what I'm
between
saying.
both.
That's what I'm saying. Between him and Scatterbo, if they getting 25 to 30 carries a game, and then Malik is getting 7 to 8 touches a game, and they can put up 21 points, and that defense is what we think it's going to be, who knows? This might be this. You could see the turnaround finally in New York. But also, I love what the Ravens did. Yeah. I love that Jimmy Horn is going to be not Jimmy Horn. LaJohntay Wester is there. I think LaJohntay is the forgotten receiver in that wide receiver core in Colorado, and I think he's going to be significant in that jersey, and I think they're going to be all right.
Him and Zay Flowers.
Listen. That's a solid receiving core. And then if they get maybe one more out of, they got DeAndre. Whatever he's got left in the tank. So, listen. And of course, they still got the beast in the back.
Yeah.
And Lamar. So, don't be surprised if the Ravens shock everybody again. Now, that wouldn't be a worse to first situation. That would just be them being the Ravens like they always are. But I like what they did. I like what they did in the draft. So, all right. There it is, people. That's our draft coverage. Let's get to the NBA playoffs. One series that should be over in just a little while is the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Miami Heat. For those who are watching this on Monday live with us, The Cleveland Cavaliers are up 96-51 with 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Miami just laid down and took the whooping tonight. They
Man,
laid right across the bed and said, "We have been bad."
tell me you want this over without telling me you want this over.
Man,
Golly.
man. 98-53. Fam.
That's
Y'all give me about 45 points? Lord.
terrible. Terrible.
That is bad. That is bad. So in the East, I think the Pacers are gonna finish off the Bucks, especially with Dame going down. And not RIP, but get better Dame. I was gonna say RIP.
Lee.
It wasn't quite that bad.
Golly. Do you think that it's over for Giannis? You think he's gone? Think he's
That is
gone?
a great question.
Or should he push to be gone at this point?
So it's an interesting situation because Giannis has given Milwaukee a championship,
Yeah.
and he's given them historically their greatest Milwaukee Buck of all time. I don't know what else he can do there except leave.
You know they don't have the picks for the next 5 years.
I know. And I think what he needs to do, or what he could do, well, okay, so there's a couple of things. He's in a great spot. He could decide, I'm going to do the organization a solid, and y'all trade me to somewhere I want to go and get everything you can for me from that organization. That would be cool.
Mm.
Or he could just be like, I'm dipping, peace. So I don't know. But I do think his days are coming to an end in Milwaukee. I think he wants to win. I think he's tried it as much as he can try it. He's given everything he can give.
Yeah.
I just don't know if there's anything else he can give to this organization.
I don't think so either. And I think he'll be better suited somewhere else, wherever
Nobody
that may
wants
be.
to go to Milwaukee, bro. I mean, bratwurst are cool, but you ain't trying to eat them every day.
They are cool.
They are delicious, but not every day.
Yeah.
Not every
So
day. So, then the rest of the playoffs, what are we talking about?
East.
Orlando did exactly what you thought they would do. They played hard. They played it as well as they could, undermanned, without Jalen Suggs, without Mo Wagner, and they were competitive. But at the end of the day, Boston is better.
Yeah.
And so that should be over tomorrow night. The Knicks and the Pistons are tomorrow night.
It was close. Do you think that was a foul?
It was absolutely a foul. It was absolutely a foul. But I hate that the NBA comes out and says it's a foul the next hours later. I hate the 2-minute report. Do you know what they said about the Laker game at the end of the Laker game? Absolutely, Luka Doncic was fouled at the end of that game. He should have been shooting free throws. Thanks.
Yeah.
That does nothing for our 3-1 deficit, but thanks.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, that was a stupid report.
But we'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, I think I think that the Pacers are going to end that one. I think the Knicks are probably. Is that game back in? Yeah, that game's back in Madison Square Garden. Oh man, yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You know what? The Pistons might get that one. Just on GP. But I don't know. It doesn't feel like it.
Nah, I think the Knicks will close that at home. It's kind of kind of funny that all these series are at 3-1. Like it's pretty funny.
I know. It's strange. It's a little strange, but it is what it is. So that's the East. West has been very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Thunder Grizzlies is over.
Yeah.
Thunder gave Grizzlies a mercy kill. It was ugly all the way through.
It was.
From the blowouts to the 29-point, we up, and then we end up losing. So it was just glad to see Thunder kind of take them out behind the barn, and where nobody could see it. Take them out in my misery. Maybe that was where my rest in peace was.
Probably, yeah.
Grizzly. Does Ja Morant get traded?
I should, but it depends. I don't know what they get back in return. I don't know his value at this point. If it's still high, or to get another.
What do you think? Do you
I don't
think
think.
it's high?
I don't, because he's
You
off
don't, really?
all the off court things plus his injury. Status is he's been a lot injured a lot more. So I mean, I think his value is kind of taking a dive. So you can't. I don't know if you can get another star for him. You probably have to do like a 2 or 3 team deal to get somebody else.
I'm gonna say it again. I said on the Press and Pros. I'll say it here. I think there's one trade. I think there's one move the Grizzlies can make to keep them in contention, get about as close to fair trade value as you can get, and still keep them in a playoff contention. I think you hire Mike Malone, and then you try to go get Jamal Murray and Michael Porter.
Mm-hmm.
Bring them to Memphis. They'd be perfect there.
Yeah,
They'd be perfect in that system.
I think Michael Porter's having some. I heard some rumblings of his play in Denver too. So
he don't want to be there. They're clearly showing him they don't want him there. So then that's just let's part ways while we still can. And I think Mike Malone loves both those guys.
Yeah.
Trade Ja there, Ja and Jokic. Come on, man. Come on, man.
But don't you kind of have that already with Russell Westbrook?
You do not.
Similar. It's similar.
It's not as erratic though.
Yeah.
Ja is a little more controlled.
It can't be though. No, it can't. It could be similar.
Ooh, why you say that? Why you say that?
It could be similar.
There are some similarities.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it's not completely the same. Not completely the same. So I would say I like Ja with Jokic more than I like him with Jaren Jackson. I like Jamal with Jaren Jackson and with Michael Porter. Bro, that could be something.
It could be, but you got to stay on the floor.
That's the only problem. but also, if ever there was a team that has, again, the capacity to deal with a missing superstar, it's the Grizzlies.
Mm-hmm.
So all you need Jamal Murray and Michael Porter to be healthy for is the playoffs. And then you good. You can make a run with that.
Well, you got to have that good regular season to get to the playoffs.
Well, but I think they can do that. I think there's enough bad teams that you can win enough of those games and split enough of the other games to where you can at least get a 6 seed.
It's not in the West. I don't know.
Maybe a 7 seed. Maybe you playing in the play-in.
Yeah.
And then once you get in, all bets off.
Maybe.
Just like your Warriors, who are up 2-1 and have a chance to go up 3-1 tonight, just like they have a chance to prove tonight. And I'm gonna tell you something. I think they're gonna beat them. I think they're gonna get a gentleman's sweep out of this. Jalen Green is not proving that he's a legit star player. You
Yeah.
can't go from 9 to 38 to 7. Who does that? Like, what kind of star player does that? 7? You just had 38 and then you score 7? What is that?
That's somewhere where Ja can go.
No, don't do it. Don't mess that up. You got something good. You got something good going in Houston right now. Don't mess that up. You got something good going. You don't mess it up.
But nah, I mean,
But they might need an adult in the room. They might need a veteran in the room though. Now I ain't gonna disagree with that part.
yeah.
They may need a veteran in the room.
No, I think Jimmy Butler is going to be back tonight. I think all
He will
signs
be.
point him being back. So hopefully they can get a good start and go ahead and get these boys up out of there.
I think the Warriors are probably gonna finish this thing off tonight, or not finish it off, but they're gonna make it almost impossible for the Rockets to win this thing. And then my Lakers. Here, let me switch hats.
Yeah, what's going on with that, man? What we talking about?
And I want to be very clear about where I am with the Lakers right now. There we go. Okay. Let me be very clear about where I am with the Lakers right now and whether they can beat the Timberwolves or not this year. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Now, would I like to see him win, come back from 3-1? Sure.
Yeah.
But what this series has exposed is that we have some good depth, but we need better depth. Right? We got to find that big. That is paramount this offseason to go with Jackson Hayes. And we need to firm up our bench.
Do you think if y'all would have that Mark Bryant trade would have went through, y'all think y'all would have been in a better situation?
I don't know, because I don't know enough about that kid to say one way or the other.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see anything before that made me think he was great. And then after he went back to Charlotte, I didn't see anything that made me think he was great. So I don't know. I honestly don't know. So I'll say we just need to get a big and fix that situation, and I think we'll be fine going forward after this year. We need a training camp together, and then I think we'll be fine going forward after this year. So I think they'll win Game 5. It feels like they're probably going to win Game 5. Now, let me say this. If we muck around and win Game 6,
could be something.
it will be something. It will be something. It will be something. So it would behoove the Timberwolves to try to take us out in 6. Because if you give us 7, y'all going home. Luka and LeBron, y'all going home. Y'all going home for sure. For sure. So there you go. All right. So that's the West. Did we cover everybody?
Let's see.
You got any more about your Warriors? Oh, Nuggets Clippers tonight.
Oh yeah. That's the only even series. It's the only even series. Yeah.
That's the best series in the round 1.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know. I honestly don't know. That game the other night was phenomenal. Game 4 was phenomenal. That dunk to win,
Yeah.
you can't get no closer than that. Where the ball is leaving his fingertips literally as the red light comes on. You can't beat that. That's as good as it gets. So can the Clippers go back to Denver and steal one more?
I think so.
I think it would behoove them if they get 5 instead of 7.
I think that the Clippers can win the series. I think it'll probably come down to coaching and adjustments, which I probably have a little bit more faith in Tyronn Lue than the Nuggets coach.
I agree with that. Though he has not done a bad job.
No, not at all.
The Nuggets coach has done a good job. Coach
But
Adelman.
yeah, but as the series goes on, you're gonna have to make certain adjustments, and I think Tyronn Lue probably
Wouldn't it be a shame though to waste this performance by Kawhi,
it would be.
who has played outstanding basketball? I
It
mean,
would be.
God, he looks good.
It just lets you know that no, he still got it in him, and those
Still got it.
those other years where he was hurt, it was just bad luck.
Bad luck, bro. Bad luck. All right. So that goes down. So there's only one game tonight.
Let me check. I don't think
Tonight's
so.
the 28th, right?
Oh, two Rockets and Warriors tonight.
Oh, Rockets Warriors. Okay, there you go. I was just saying, I thought it was 2 games tonight. Okay. All right. So the last question of the night is top draft steals, NFL draft steals of all time. And I got a list to start us off. How about Richard Sherman? 5th round,
Mm-hmm.
160th overall pick. That worked out for Seattle.
It did. It did.
That worked out pretty good. How about Terrell Davis? 6th round. 6th round. Terrell Davis was a 6th round pick. Ended up being the MVP of Super Bowl 32.
Right.
How about Dwight Clark back in the day when they used to do like 15 to 20 rounds, I felt like. He was a 10th round pick. The 276th pick in the draft. That worked out for Dwight Clark. How about Jason Kelsey? Philadelphia Eagles. 6th round, 191st overall pick. Ended up being a Super Bowl champion and a 6-time Pro Bowl and probably going to the Hall of Fame. Probably.
I got one for you.
You got one for me?
Tom Brady.
Well, of course, I was getting to Tom Brady.
You wasn't going fast enough.
He was last on the list. He was number 1 on this list.
You weren't going fast
Everybody
enough.
know about Tom Brady, 6th round, 199 pick. You know what? This guy. Build tension. I'm building tension.
Oh, my bad. You can add Shador to that list now.
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be. How about Joe Montana? 3rd round, 82nd pick overall.
Hmm.
In some people's mind, the greatest quarterback of all time. Or was.
Yeah, that category is being fought for.
Yeah. Roger Staubach. Bart Starr was picked in the 17th round. Back in the day. 17th round, 200th pick overall.
17th round.
He gave the Packers 5 titles.
Definitely wouldn't be watching for 17 rounds.
I'm not watching 17 rounds. I'm not watching 17 rounds at all. So there you go. All right. Those are our greatest draft steals of all time. But yes, you could argue that Tom Brady might be the greatest. How many rings was it?
7?
It's a lot.
7.
From 2 different teams.
You wouldn't put Russell Wilson in there?
What was Russell Wilson?
3rd round, 75th overall.
I tell you what, I'll say yes with an asterisk.
Mm-hmm.
But
Because he's still
the
playing.
Giants somewhere this season.
Yeah. Antonio Brown
can I
was
say
picked in the
something about
6th round.
Can I say something about the Russell Wilson thing real quick? Just real quick.
What you gonna say?
This feels eerily similar
Oh, here we go.
to another quarterback that late in his career went somewhere and everybody thought it was done. and the stop that he had prior to his last stop, everybody was like, oh man, he ain't got it no more. And he led that team to a Super Bowl, their first ever Super Bowl.
Man, if Russell Wilson leads the Giants to the Super Bowl, I'm gonna have to hear
I'm
you
just saying,
for
Kurt Warner. Kurt Warner did the
12.
same thing. Oh,
I'm
yes.
like,
Oh, listen.
I'm like,
Listen. Let me look right again. Let me look right into the camera. Hold on. If Russell Wilson leads the Giants to the Super Bowl this year,
oh man,
that guy and the guy that's normally down there and the guy that's off the screen and the guy that we about to hire, it's gonna be a long year for y'all. Oh, and that guy I do pressing pros with, and the other guy I do believe in the ACC with, which is the same guy, gonna be a long year for y'all.
oh man.
If Russell Wilson does it, it's gonna be a long, long year for y'all. Okay, all right.
And at that point, he can take his swan song, just be out.
I think he will.
Yeah.
I think he will. If he pulls it off, I think he's done. What else is there to prove?
Yeah,
Go out on top, player. Go
Facts.
out on top.
facts.
Go out on top. So anyway, all right. That's all we got, y'all. Who we shouting out today, man?
Man, shouting out you and the rest of the crew, Reggie, Cam, everybody. Who else want to shout out? Looks like I need to shout out Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah, man.
Who's about to be the GM of the Sacramento State University, which I didn't know Mike Bibby is the head coach.
Yep.
So shout out him. Another thing to add to the list. Shout out Steph
And
Curry.
by the way, he's doing that for free.
Yeah, well, he don't need no more extra money. He got
Don't need no extra money.
it. Yeah. Shout out Steph Curry, man. He's still doing
This
it.
guy.
Still doing it, man. I know.
This
Yeah.
guy, Jesse Townsend. This guy.
He was so proud
JC.
because I said I was probably gonna give me a Cleveland Brown jersey. So,
Jesse, I'm gonna give me a Cleveland Brown jersey. I'm still a Giants fan. Don't get it
Yeah.
twisted. But I'm a
Yeah.
root for Shador. I love
Yeah.
Shador. I'm a root for that kid. But I need him to make the team first, though. You
Yeah.
gotta make the team first,
Yeah.
though.
facts.
You
Yeah,
gotta
I
make the
got
team
it.
first. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to see
I
him in
can't
that
buy-
number
I
2
can't buy
jersey.
it. Bro, I'm not gonna be walking around in a number 2 jersey and you ain't on the team.
Yeah.
You gotta make the team first.
Yeah, man. Shout out Shador, man, and Shiloh got picked up by Tampa Bay. All the undrafted free agents that
Love it.
found home. So definitely good thing. Shout out Cam Ward and also putting in a good word for his teammate. I forgot it. Resposito, his
Yeah.
wide receiver.
Xavier Esposito.
Yeah, put in a good word. So he got drafted too, man. So that's a good teammate right there.
That is a good teammate. And you know what? That makes Cam's job a lot easier to have somebody that he's familiar with. That makes sense to me.
Facts.
Yeah, man,
Facts.
that makes sense to me. Jesse, we off the air next week. Guess where I'm going? Skyline Chili, baby. Skyline Chili. I'm heading back home next week. So
That's what's up.
yep.
Added pounds. So added
No,
pounds.
I can't add no pounds, brother. I ain't going crazy. Listen, shout out to D Herbs, Full Body Cleanse, Brothers Down, almost 30.
Nice.
So yeah, but I'm paying a high price for it, brother. Listen,
I mean, you got it. You
Listen.
got it. You got it.
brother's paying a high price for this loss. So all total for the year, well, it's been a year now.
Yeah.
About 70. I'm doing pretty good.
Hey, I heard nothing tastes as good as healthy feels. So
What? Say that again.
nothing tastes as good as healthy feels.
Healthy feels.
Feels as you feeling healthy. Nothing tastes as good. It's healthy
Okay. I
feels.
don't know why that didn't resonate with me. You know what I was thinking you was talking about? I thought you was talking about a healthy Justin Fields. Like,
Oh
like
no!
I didn't know what you were talking about. Okay, I'm with you now. You're right. I do listen. All jokes aside,
Yeah.
full endorsement on my own. They ain't paying me. They should be, but they ain't paying me.
That's next.
I love what the D Herbs has done. I love what it's done. I feel 100% better. all
Awesome.
over my body. I feel 100% better. So
Awesome.
I would highly recommend the product. It is hard. I won't lie to you and say it's easy. It is hard. The full body cleanse for D-Herb is a hard commitment, but it works. It absolutely works. You work
Nice.
the program, it works for you. So there you go. All right.
Nice.
So that's my shout out, D-Herb. What else? Who else my shout out? That might be my only shout out. That might be my only shout out today. Shout out to you, man. You're dope. My little
Appreciate
brother's
it.
dope.
Likewise.
My little brother
Likewise.
is doper than your little brother.
Likewise.
That's all I'm saying. He dope.
Get it from Big Bro, man. You the one show me how to be dope, man. So
Listen, we just be dope together. How about that?
and be
How
great.
about that? And be great. And be great.
Yes, sir.
Let me just say this also too. I didn't say this earlier. Watching Shedeur this weekend was the most uncomfortable I've been watching TV in a long time. them flashbacks to Shedeur were wildly uncomfortable. I mean, wildly uncomfortable day one. It just was like, oh God, this was worse than Lamar. This was worse.
Yeah, if he would have been in that green room, oh my God.
Oh. That's the only thing that could have made it worse. But it may have been worse that he wasn't, because he had the whole setup and it was so bad. It was so bad. So I'm glad he got somewhere. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Love you all, man. Appreciate you rewatch gang. Y'all killing it out there. Go show us some love, like, subscribe, follow so you can be notified when this podcast drops and goes live. Normally we tape it, but y'all got a treat tonight. We went live for y'all. So for those of you who watched this live, we appreciate y'all. For those who didn't, we know y'all gonna watch it on the rewatch because that's what y'all do. We appreciate y'all. Keep supporting us as you always have been. And we out this piece because we ain't got nothing else to say. And the first game is over. So we might as well leave too. All right? It's 5. Peace.
Five will get you 10 when you're plugging in with the there's no mystery. Let's make history with the